So good morning to one and all. My name is Vishwajit and I will be playing the role of Sergeant in Arms today. As everybody in his or her life has a mission to achieve his or her goals. Likewise, our Toastmaster Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and growth. Toastmasters has 4 core values: integrity, respect, service and excellence. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention a few ground rules that we follow in the Toastmasters meeting. Number 1, request all to please turn off their mobile or any other sound making device so that the speaker is not disturbed. At Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion and politics in a derogatory manner, so please refrain from doing so. Number 3, please do not cross talk or interrupt while a speaker is speaking. Please take entry or exit during the applause time only. Also, by default, we are recording each and every one of you. So if any of the speaker doesn't want to be included in the videos, they can let us know. We will edit them out in the final version that gets uploaded on YouTube. Now I'll hand over to the presiding officer today, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Welcome to the 904th meeting of Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. So we have been on a long journey for almost 15 years, more than 15 years I would say. And I'm good and very happy to see such a vibrant, energetic crowd, not yet but eventually, in this club. And before I begin, I see a few faces over here, maybe first timers here or some senior guests maybe. But let me just, please. So let's get to know, before I begin and introduce our guests, let me just give you a brief about what Toastmasters actually is. Toastmasters was started in the year 1924 by a gentleman known as Ralph C. Smedley. What he did was, he actually was given an opportunity to speak in one of his family's toasts. What is a toast? Is basically you go and speak some good words before and bless the marriage, the couple to get married. Now what happened was, he realized speaking in front of people is not as easy as it sounds or it feels when you're just sitting on the other side. Once you step on the stage and all the eyes are on you, it's a different ball game. And after realization, he realized, okay, we need to maybe work on this. So he gathered a few bunch of his friends and they started a club, and that eventually spread into such a big organization which we call Toastmasters today. So with that being said, let me just give you a brief on what a typical meeting would look like. It has 3 stages. The first stage is prepared speeches. So you can see there are 3 speakers over here. There is Akash, Kritika, and Ajay. So they'll be sharing their own stories. And they have been given a certain amount of time. Different speeches have different timings, and they'll share a prepared, and they have worked on the speech and they'll prepare and share it. In the second round, we will be doing something called a stable topic. Stable topic is nothing but extemporary speech. You will be given a topic at random and you have to speak for 20 minutes. And be mindful, if you are a guest or a first timer, I encourage you to come and be a part of this particular session. It's open to all. And the third is the most important aspect of Toastmasters, which is feedback. It is not judgment, it is feedback. In a sense, whenever you come to the stage, you're prepared, you've delivered good speeches, but there's always a room to improve and become a better speaker. So these specific improvements that you can take away and become a better person and a better speaker, that is what you will get in the evaluation segment. With that being said, let's get to know a few of the new faces over here that we can. Let's start with, say, you sir.
Hi everyone, my name is Varun. I am living in Gurgaon for the last 3 years now. I've been working with a software firm and too much into AI nowadays. Yeah, so since I'm too much into machines, I thought it's a good experience to go and just meet people and see like how things are basically done.
Welcome to the meet space. Let's get to know you, sir.
My name is Krishna Acharya. Currently, I am working with Amazon as a senior manager. The reason so this is my second session. Before last week, I joined this first session, and I found this very helpful to improve our maybe the fear of judgment, the confidence we have. We are unable to speak in public. So I just want to improve my confidence level. So that is the reason I am exploring this option, and I am confident that after this session I will enroll for this Toastmaster.
Welcome to the club. By the way, you guys know each other?
No, we'll meet. Yeah.
Okay. So he's also from Amazon. So I thought like maybe you guys know each other. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Sabir. I'm a fourth year BTech student.
Welcome to the club. Anything else you would like to share? Fine.
Yeah, I would like to share that I have come to Toastmasters out of curiosity and interest.
Perfect. Welcome to the club.
Yes.
Let's get to know people from this side. Beginning with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Navan and I am professionally a chartered accountant working in KPMG for last 2 years. It's been 2 years in Gurgaon only. And the purpose of coming this club, I have been to first time. Earlier I have been part of Toastmaster but in Mumbai. So for a brief period, for 2 quarters roughly. So now objective is to again resume back the Toastmaster journey. So yeah, that's it.
Welcome to the club. Let me share an interesting fact with you. This is an unofficial CA club of Gurgaon.
Hello everyone, my name is Akansha Agrawal. I am also chartered accountant.
See? I told you so.
Currently, I am working in environment, and I came in this club a long back ago. Now again, I'm coming as a guest. Earlier, I was part of Toastmaster in Bangalore, Toastmaster Club in Bangalore. Yeah, so I would love to be part of this club in the future.
Welcome to the club. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I am Anuj. I am a poet. I write in Hindi and Urdu. So I am supposed to be good with words, but I don't think so I am so good.
You got everyone curious now. Now everyone would like to listen to some shairi from your side. Yeah.
So
read something. Huh? Okay. Would you like to share something?
There's one line which I wrote which is famous, but it goes like this. बात ही नहीं हुई सुबह से, सुबह ही नहीं हुई सुबह से, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही तो मिले थे हम, क्यों लगता है मुलाकात ही नहीं हुई सुबह से.
Wow, wow. क्या बात, क्या बात. Literally ये line use कर रहा तुम.
Bio changed.
My name is Mohit. Currently, I am working in Punjab National Bank. I am here with my in-laws. I was here, and he just suggested to have experience by mail.
Welcome to the club.
He is my brother-in-law.
Yeah. Good, yeah. I think we should make a family function with them. That being said, let's continue with the journey. I'll not be wasting any more of your time. You got to know a few of our people, and let's get to our main topic for the day, which is the tale of 2 cities. Yeah, this is a very ancient tale. It is like maybe it might be a romantic kind of a conversation. The boy lives in a city, the girl lives in another city. They meet at an airport, something like that.
That tale was already written.
Okay, so it's a different kind of a tale. So I'll not be just writing the tale, but let's hear from Abhinav and let's get to know what this tale is all about. Over to you, Abhinav. Tale of 2 cities.
Thank you, Saurabh, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Exactly 7 months and 25 days ago. That's how I count every day.
Wow.
Sorry?
No, no.
But yeah, it was something good. My wife received an opportunity with HSBC in Bangalore, and like a very supporting husband, I was showing my excitement that okay, go for the further rounds. Yes, we are all in to move the city. And she was also very excited. Of course she was. She got that opportunity. And we actually booked Agarwal Packers and Movers. And we decided to move from Gurgaon to Bangalore. Now we did this before as well. I got married like 5 years ago. and we have shifted houses. But shifting houses is of course stressful, but moving from one city to another, it's like an Olympics altogether in India. And it's a big decision because you're moving away from your family and you're moving away from your friends. But there was one of the most important ritual that I was moving from, and that was this club, my Sunday routine. So yeah, that's why Bhavesh says tissues. But yeah, Toastmasters journey was a Sunday routine for me, and it was just like a rhythm. Going to this club every Sunday, giving speeches, taking feedbacks, filling up for the backups. So this was one of the most panic situations which I faced internally, and I was totally silent and watching others take up that role. But somehow I also, stood up and took a lot of roles in between, and I didn't even miss even a single meeting when I was president of this club. So this is how this tale began, and that was like the farewell of my Toastmasters in Gurgaon, and we just moved to Bangalore. So has this happened with any of you that you have also shifted from one city to another? For example, I heard you have come here from Bangalore to. So is it your hometown, or are you from Bangalore altogether?
No, I'm not from Bangalore. Even I'm not from here as well. But
Wow.
I just moved, and definitely I can, resonate with you. How does it feel?
Great.
So I also miss the more like my club, Toastmaster club, instead of the place.
Oh, yes. So that's how we will begin this tale. And before we take it further, let me just call upon the first speaker of today. Before that, I'll invite the journal evaluator for today, who will be evaluating the overall meeting, who is Toastmaster Prince.
So, hi everyone, good morning. So, by profession, I'm also chartered accountant. So, working in PwC as of now. So, with this, I'm playing a role of general evaluator today. This role was allotted to me at the last moment, but this is perfectly fine. Yeah, please down. So, as a G, my role is to evaluate the entire meeting, overall evaluation of the overall meeting, from the beginning of the meeting till the end of the meeting. All the speakers will be evaluated by their respective evaluators, but I will evaluate my auxiliary role players, G and team mode, and overall whether the performance of the meeting was up to mark or not. So with this, I have four team players. So first of all, I would like to call grammarian of the day, that is Toastmaster Aishwarya. So please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Hello. Hello, Toastmasters. Oh, I would start by saying like there is American English, British English, Australian English. There's also special English called Indian English. We all grew up listening to our teachers say, open the light, close the fan, open the window, let the climate come in. And both of you go outside together and stand separately. But we can't blame Indians. English is a confusing language too. Where I say I like to read, and I read yesterday. The spelling of read is same, but it is pronounced differently. So we can't blame Indians entirely. But we also can't come to the conclusion that grammar is not important. I give an example. Take two sentences. Let's eat Dadi. Let's eat Dadi. How are they different? A comma can make a whole lot of difference.
One is Epstein's fantasy.
No, that's opposite of Epstein. So today, as a grammarian, I will be listening carefully to the beautiful languages that you use, interesting vocabulary, and Indian English mix if I see any. The word of the day is resonate. I'll just write it on the board. which means to have a lasting effect on someone. And the idiom of the day is beat around the bush. I think we've all heard this idiom a lot. We all know the meaning of it. I'll see how we can use it today in our paragraph. So every time somebody uses the word of the day or idiom of the day, we will show them a thumbs up. And by the end of the day, I'll come with my list of the kind of grammar we all use and how many people use the idiom of the day and the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aishwarya. So next object of is timer. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Nitin over the stage to explain the timings for each role. Please give a round of applause.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Nitin, and as a part of member of this club, today is the first time I'm going to play a role and that as a timer. So I'll be noting down the timing of each of the speeches who come here, and I'll be communicating the progress of the timing through the different cards, which will be the green card. For example, for the prepared speeches, the allowed time is between 5 to 7 minutes. So on completion of the 5th minute, we'll raise the red card, which means the minimum time of the speech has been completed. On the 6th minute, I'll change it to the yellow card, which means that the 6th minute has been completed and the speaker has to complete the speech in next 1 minute. And on completion of the 7th minute, we'll raise the red card, which means the time is up and the speaker is into the grey zone now and they have to conclude the speech in next 30 seconds. Similarly, for the PTM session, the allowed time is from 1 to 2 minutes. On the completion of the 1st minute, I'll raise the green card and yellow on 1.5 minutes and then red on the completion of the 2 minutes. So by the end of the session, I'll be sharing the report out with everyone. Thank you very much.
For icebreaker, it will be 4 to 6 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
And for the evaluation section, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. On 2 minutes, we will show the green card, or 2 minutes 30 seconds, we will show the yellow card, and on completion of 3 minutes, we will show the red card. With this, I would like to invite our counter, that is Toastmaster Alicia, on the stage. Please give a round of applause to Toastmaster.
Good morning, everyone. So today, as an R counter, my role is to track all filler words and plus sounds such as and, so, and multiple time, but, so, like So please try to avoid these filler words, and I'll share my observation at that. Thank you.
So the last OG role player, that is active listener. I would like to invite Toastmaster
Shailesh.
Toastmaster Shailesh on the stage. Please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster.
Hi, I'll be the active listener of the day. I'll be hearing all the speeches and noting down the questions at the end of the section. And I'll see who are the most active crowds. I'll also have some treats for the people who answer. Looking forward to having a nice Q&A.
So these are my team players, timer, grammarian, counter, active listener, and I will present my report at the end of the evaluation section. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to TMOD of the day, that is Toastmaster Abhinav.
Thank you, Toastmaster friends. Let me not beat around the bush and tell you what were my first impressions of Bangalore and what I could resonate the most with. That was nothing else but the weather. So as soon as I landed in Bangalore, I landed alone and I thought, what is this place? is this weather available for free? So the winds were blowing really fast. There was no toxicity as you landed. You could see the airport very clearly. It was all green fields around. And once you reached the home, and you saw the trees dancing every day. So the breeze was blowing every day. And then I used to video call my mother and show her the trees. But she was totally bored out of it. What are you trying to say? So this was the first impression I had. But then when she got bored, then I wanted to show her something else. I tried to move out of my home. But then the second thing, the traffic. I got totally stuck. Google Maps used to be very optimistic about it that I'll be reaching my destination in 40 minutes. And in Delhi, we, the aggressive drivers, we know, okay, it's saying 40 minutes, we'll reach in 30 minutes. But it was actually the opposite of what used to happen. The map said 40 minutes initially, but it used to be like 1 hour 25 minutes for reaching just to have a pizza, and that too in the waiting line of a cafes. I don't know how many Gen Zs are there. I think the whole of Gen Zs of India are placed in Bangalore, and they don't want to cook. They don't want even to make chai, and it's truly a Silicon Valley of India because of the number of tech startups that we have. I ran into someone, and then that person was my neighbor, and he was having a great background from XLRI Jamshedpur, and he was building a tech startup. And then he was also expecting me to be building something. But what I was building was just doing work from home and making tea at home. So, but yeah, in Bangalore, the thing that I observed was everything is into building something, while in Delhi, or Gurgaon, what we are doing mostly is making tea. So yeah, that was my first impression of Bangalore. And taking the story further, I'd like to invite the first speaker of today, who is Toastmaster Akash. Before I invite him to the stage, a short introduction about Akash is that he's an IT professional, just like people from Bangalore. And what else about him? I think he's into table tennis, he's into making friends, he can have candid conversations with us throughout the day. He provides me a lift from my place in Sona Road to this club now. So, and the topic for before I invite him, the evaluator for Akash is Toastmaster Saurabh. Yeah.
Akash is delivering his very first speech, which is an icebreaker speech, and in this speech we'll get to know about him and also his skills that you generally possess. With that being said, let's get to know about his story, and it will be 4 to 6 minutes in time. With that, I'll hand the stage back to you.
Thank you. We'll be giving a standing ovation to Akash because it's his first speech. So Toastmaster Akash, life is set. Life is set. Toastmaster Akash.
Thank you very much. So before I start, let me confess, last week was very hectic. I couldn't prepare, so I prepared this morning from 5:30, from 3 hours. So please bear with me. So good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here on Sunday morning. To introduce myself, I am Akash from a small city, Gwalior. You know what people say about small towns, that the kids there has big dreams. But let me tell you frankly, we do have some big dreams, but mostly we have simple dreams. Like I remember mine. Mine was a simple dream that I want to stay in a place or live in a city where there is no power cut. It was that simple. And we have all the small town boys, girls have always been confused what to do in life, how to proceed further. So one day I was with my friend, okay, and he said, I was confused, I was thinking what should I do next and all. My friend said that
go to a good college, good engineering college, and you will succeed in life. I said, okay, that's a good plan. I studied, I topped the exam, I went to a good college, and I went there in the college. And for the first 2 months, it really felt like I'm in a paradise or something. Like there were no parents, there was no homework, and there was no attendance. It was good. I thought that I have arrived in my life. Then after 3-4 months, reality struck. Going to my classes, walking for 1 kilometer and going to the classes, thinking that why I'm going to this class where I do not understand a thing. Then in the evening when 8 of our friends want to go to a place to eat, and all of us don't have any money and get crammed into an auto, 8 of us in a single auto, someone's elbow is in someone's ribs, someone's knee on someone's face. So, and I was barely sitting on that. I was thinking, is this what settlement look like? Am I settled? Then some time passed. My friend then said, someone said, get a job. You will get money and you will be happy. I said, okay, let's try that. I got a job. And for the 1 year or so, it was very good. Money flowing in. I did not borrow money from my parents. Everything was nice. Then after 1 or 2 years, I saw pictures of my friends posting photos with their cars, buying homes. So I thought, what? Where did I miss? Also, I was in the impression that I am talking about investment. I am using investment as a word in my conversation, so I'm good. But then my friends talked about portfolio rebalancing, mutual fund SIPs. I thought they are going to a secret society. I am not invited. So that got me thinking. I think there is more to life. I get confused again. And when you are confused, always a relative is there to guide you. So one of my relatives guided me and said that get married. So I got married. And once I got married, I learned a new word, expense. Not just learned, I understood it deeply every single month. Then after some time I get confused again. Am I doing right? Where am I? Then my parents told me, have kids. Then my parents told me, have kids. I said, okay, yeah, have kids and we'll be happy. Oh, that was missing, kids and happiness. So my son was born. But I didn't know that my happiness will take a backseat while changing diapers, sleepless nights, and go school admissions. It took a backseat. I was involved in I was seeing my son grew older. Time passed. And I was looking into a mirror. I thought, I wanted to thrive. Why I'm just only surviving? So I thought, now let me lace up my boots and let me thrive in the world. Just when I did that, COVID happened. So I went from thriving to am I audible in the Zoom calls. 2 years passed. I was just staying safe. And the 2 years was just about knowing where the new button is. 2 years passed. Then someone told me, you can go to Toastmasters. There you can learn leadership. Your life is set. So here I am in front of you guys to learn leadership. Maybe then, but now after so many years, it got me thinking that maybe life is not supposed to be set. Life is all about struggle. Life is about laughing with your friends in an auto. Life is about growing with the jobs, learning the relationships, and finding joy in the chaos. And even when the chaos is wearing diapers. So maybe right now I do not have a perfect plan or a perfect place to sit in an auto, but maybe I have something to look for in life. Maybe I have the stories and the experiences that I can think about and laugh. Thank you.
drafted the speech quite well.
Congratulations on amazing speech, Toastmaster Harsh.
It looked like a first speech. Yep. Coming back to Bangalore. So now what I would like to talk about is the Bangalore opportunity versus the distance. The first thing that hit me was, of course, I used to miss my family. I used to shout on the video calls now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I am also there clapping on the birthday parties. But then later I realized, oh, what I genuinely miss is the Delhi food. So I tried to visit more cafes over there, but trying harder also didn't help me out find the best golgappas or the best chole bhature or the best soya chap that I look forward to Delhi anytime when I visit. Also, later on, I tried to adapt even further, and then I tried to see the positives of Bangalore. Okay, if nothing else, at least we are getting a better package and we are able to maybe, but again, the better package that we're having, we were also having enough in Delhi or in Gurgaon, but still that better package, I don't know what are the sacrifices or what are the compromises that you need to put up to achieve that, but that was a choice. So I just wanted to make this session a bit interactive and ask whether you're getting 15 lakh rupees extra, will you be willing to shift a city, or whether you'll hold back if you want to stay closer to your family?
If you have your home here, no point, right? You're paying that much in rent and all the other things.
1.50. Okay, 1.5. Oh, 50. So yeah, it can be 50 for someone like Prince.
It is 50 like happy to relocate.
Okay, so.
And pollution,
Okay, let's not
pollution
come to
drives
the
away
amount.
from Gurgaon, right? Pollution really drives away from Gurgaon with that 50.
Try share 50 like
And you can say that we are away from pollution.
I think it is not just about the
you do not have joy drives.
It is about the emotional quotient that goes into it. How much comfortable would you be feeling in that for that, that small increase in price? But if your life is becoming sleepless and the nights are becoming sleepless, then there is no point, I guess.
You could write a book.
I think it depends on person to person. Like I would trade even for like same package, I can move to a different city. If it is Delhi, like because of the pollution and the humidity and the weather, I would choose a better city.
Yeah, I wonder why people want to visit Bangalore because of this.
Not Bangalore, but it's too crowded now.
Yeah, it's true. It's like 80% trees are cut. Alright, I'll take this as a note for learning. But yes, as what I can say is Delhi is still, or Gurgaon is still an emotion for me, while Bangalore is just an evolution. Carrying this story further, I'd like to invite the second speaker for today, who's none other than Toastmaster Kritika. And before I invite her, a brief intro for her. She's working at Accenture as a management consultant in strategy, and she's a water baby. By water baby, she means hopefully she's a swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about her. And before I invite her, I would like to invite her evaluator, who is Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Good morning, everyone. So earlier on, Kritika's evaluator was Prince, and then it was cancelled, and my name was written. And I got a message from Kritika that said, "Humor to ab hoga nahi, I'll be the only one laughing." So she is going to be delivering her icebreaker. The pathway is dynamic leadership, project 1, level 1. There are a few grounds that she wants me to evaluate on. That is the humor, speech structure, vocal variety, body language, stage presence, and confidence. So I'll be presenting my report after she's done with it.
Toastmaster Kritika, winging it, Toastmaster Kritika.
Hi everyone, good morning. So I'm Kritika Sharma, and this is my first speech over here. So I'm excited, 100% nervous, and I hope that I don't come across as a narcissist when I talk about myself for the next N minutes. It was yesterday when I started to write the speech, and I realized one thing, that I have started to overthink introductions as well now. So I was confused as to how should I start. Do I start with a quote, a story, or a joke? And then I remembered, I'm a consultant. So I thought about various scenarios, I mentally evaluated them, and guess what? Still ended up confused. So I decided to do eventually what most consultants do, which is wing it. So here is me winging it, trying to do it confidently. So I was born and brought up in South Delhi, Delhi. I did my schooling from Chanakyapuri in an all-girls convent school for the first 14 years of my life. And during that period, my life was actually protected, safe, and sort of to say bubble wrapped. That bubble wrap started to break first when I was in the 10th standard. Actually, when I had completed my 10th standard, when I felt the pressure of life to choose a career which might probably impact me forever. Till that point, I was very confident that I wanted to become a doctor, and not just a doctor, a cardiologist. I had my life sorted. During that break, when you've completed your 10th standard and before 11 starts, I had an epiphany, sort of to say. I realized that I am an empath, and as a cardiologist, I would have to cut open people's heart. Now, I went through that scenario of me holding that knife up and trying to cut that open. I tried to visualize that multiple times, but unfortunately, I could never pick that knife up. Now, I knew me not being able to pick that knife up meant me having to drop down my dream of becoming a cardiologist. I had to think about other streams. Time was less, it was running out, and I thought, what about engineering? I'll have 4 years of my life to actually sit back, relax, chill, have fun, and then decide what probably could be my next way forward. Great career planning, honestly. But when I went and was discussing with my friends about engineering, I came to know about an exam called JEE. Now, I wasn't living under a rock. I was just so focused on biology that I never explored this path. So when I came to know about JEE, I also learned that Fiji in Kalusarai is one of the best institutions, but best coaching centers to help you crack that exam. At that point, I was living in Vishali, Ghaziabad. We shifted. So my dad was daily dropping me off to school on weekdays to Chanakyapuri. And he suggested that I look for a coaching center closer to my home and not 30 kilometers away. But I have been rebellious my whole life, slightly rebellious, and I was very adamant that I want to go to only Kalusarai, Fiji. And as always, he agreed. I still remember the first time when I was going to Fiji, I clutched my father's hand while he was dropping me off to the classroom. For a girl who had always studied in an all-girls school, the thought of studying in a co-ed classroom was terrifying. Now, I'm not saying boys are scary, I mean, but the thought, the newness was something which brought discomfort. And those 2 years genuinely shaped me. They taught me about discipline, the competition, the pressure, and how much we as students burden ourselves with perfectionism. I still remember in our 12th board exams, coming out of the first paper that I'd taken, which was the physics paper, I remember I wanted to be in the newspaper as someone who scored 100% in boards for the first time. And that dream, I saw it shattering because I knew I could not complete a question and I will not be able to score 100. Now, 8 years after, when I think about it, it sounds dramatic, but to that girl, it really crushed her dreams. And because of that, my whole mindset for the consecutive papers and my JEE was really damaged. And when I went into my JEE exam, that mindset was still tarnished. And because of it, I did not score to my potential. Grateful enough, I still could get into good colleges, and my parents were always there to support me throughout my journey. My mother, she used to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to cook for me so that I don't study on an empty stomach. My father, for years, he dropped me off to school and to coaching classes without ever making me feel guilty about my ambitions. I got into engineering at IIT Dhanbad, and during my college, COVID happened. 2 years of my college life I spent at my home, and that phase changed me again. It taught me that life is not always about next goal, next achievement. It tried to slow me down, I still haven't, but it made me realize about health, family, and most importantly, their presence. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, my mother, and that till date has shaped me into a person that I am, who is not as academically focused as she was. Post-engineering, I'm into consulting now. For the last 4 years, I've been working at Accenture. And during all of this, engineering, consulting, deadlines, I feel I haven't given myself a moment to breathe, to sit and really think about who I am. I've always thought about what's next, what is next in life. And probably that is one of the reasons why I'm here. So I am a person who was a doctor enthusiast turned engineer, turned consultant, who is still trying to figure out her way one step at a time. And by that time, I don't figure out who I am, I'm trying to wing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika, for this adapting oneself. Romanian is noting it.
Corrected yourself. So
Okay, thanks. So yeah, I am also adapting myself to the new life. Over the next few months, I had this realization that Bangalore is somehow permanent. So, and this same realization was not just with me, but with things around me. Even my car, who used to daily cry, why me, what is this? But then over the few months, my car also got spiritual, and the car also thought that this is my destiny, getting stuck into the Bangalore traffic. But somehow, we both managed to find the routes that were not available on the Google Maps. And we used to take shortcuts, we used to dive into the local streets, and we used to find the best of the places. I, in fact, got my own favorite D-Mart, Plus Point, Hypermarts, all the favorite grocery stores in Bangalore that I usually don't even use over here because yes, there are a lot of people in Bangalore. Even if you sneeze, even if there's no relative around, even if there's no cousin around, you will find a Swiggy or a Zomato guy saying God bless you when you sneeze. So that's how my life has been over for the last few months. And I do miss those family gatherings. I do miss those discussions. I really wanted to make up to this 900th meeting that we were having, but I couldn't find any of the excuses to say to my wife, please book a ticket. So yeah. And over this, I think it's not about this tale of two cities. The real meaning of the tale of two cities is maybe two versions of yourself, and you actually evolve once you start moving in cities, and you get a bigger experience. Now, even if someone asks me to move to any other of the third cities, I'll be easily able to do so. So that's the confidence that gets built up on you once you move. Moving further, I'd like to invite the third speaker for today, who is none other than the guy with the two cities or two states, Toastmaster Ajay Mehra. I remember once I joined this club back in 2023, we used to take a lot of his name for, for maybe showing off to the guests that we are having someone as a managing director of an aviation company with us. So yes, he's an aviation veteran, and he keeps on juggling between Goa and Gurgaon. He's living the dream life, but still post-retirement, he's having something to say. Before I invite him, I'd like to invite upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Ruchira.
Good morning, everyone. It's indeed a privilege to introduce a speaker who hardly needs any introduction in this club. Over times, we've heard him, we've enjoyed his speeches, not only because they were well delivered, because they were, I would say, deeply relatable, full of wisdom, drawn from his real life experiences, which all of us could connect to. And that's what is the story of Toastmaster Ajay is. I think his topic and theme today, which he shared with me, is 4 phases of retirement. Many of us fear that at this junction in life, standing here. Many could relate to that. And I think almost all of us would love to hear from his experience, because that's something which we always take back. Join me in welcoming Toastmaster Ajay.
Toastmaster Ajay Mehra, 4 phases of retirement. The 4 phases of retirement, Toastmaster Ajay Mehra.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests, friends. And even though I didn't feel comfortable to be around all the familiar faces, yet that fear and off keeps coming up. And when I was trying to prepare what I was going to talk, I found it very clear that I can't come across a subject that I am comfortable with. And it always goes back to my past. I tried picking up something in humor which I could not. And there I envied Bhavesh, because he has so much of life experience that any incident of his, he can relate it to a good story and people get engrossed. So when I looked at what I can do, I had to go back on my own experience. And my experience is such that I find it very unique to me for what I've done, what I've achieved, what I've traveled. And I don't wish it on anybody else, but all this will be just a little outline of saying what everybody may go through, not necessarily. You know, when we talk of retirement and you find the day coming closer, you look at your finances, not realizing that beyond financial stuff, there's also a psychological thing. The psychology of the retirement phase hits you so hard and so bad that it takes time. And then you realize, reading an ILO report, that there are 10,000 people in the world who retire every day. And that figure will continue for the next 10 years. Which means this is like a tsunami of retired people. You find them like fish on the beach after a tsunami. And they are not too certain what they will do, where they will go, and what is planned for them. So starting with that stuff, this is where I said there's a psychological aspect. And that psychological aspect brings you to all the challenges and new changes that come in your life. So it is that phase that changes and makes you a different person from what you've been while you've been working. When we are working, we are always quite engrossed in our tasks, our reports, our presentations, and the business thrust. But here it's different. And when I look back, I feel that each one of us here will eventually, with the sliding scale, you can measure your timing. We will spend 1/3 of our lives in retirement. I'm not counting on any fixed formula, but generally if you take your schooling days and your working days and then your retired days, eventually if you count out the number and whatever the total lifespan is, 1/3 of our life generally goes in that. So it's an important aspect to get into it with total mindfulness. And I realized that, eventually in my experience, there have been 4 phases of retirement. The first one is you retire, you measure your finances, you plan your life out on that basis, and then you take your real estate stuff, which is your retirement work that you've done, earned all this time. While you're doing this, you realize that the first day retirement is like a holiday. You don't have any objective, you get up when you want, you do what you feel like, and it continues that way, like it's relaxing, fun in the sun, go to the beach, go on holidays, and you force yourself to lead a life that's very different from all your past connections. And those are the changes that you see. And the challenge that comes up is that this sort of a good feeling doesn't last long. For 1 year, it's all right. After that year, you start saying, listen, I've had too much of this and I'm getting sick and bored. So then you move into the next phase. In the second phase, you start realizing that what are the actual problems that you're confronting now that you've had your holidays, you've relaxed, and you've got to put your mind onto what you intend doing better. In that second phase, all the problems that you are confronting come up. All the challenges again keep coming up to you. And you realize that life is not going to be as simple. And then you decide what is it that I'm going to do while you slip into the third stage to say, what are my challenges again? And in that you find that you have to consider what are the important crucial factors for your life going forward. How much is it on health? How much is it on friends? How much is it on social stuff? And then you want to reach out to people to say, how can I help you people? Because there's somewhere the need for engagement is there. And that engagement issue is so strong that you pick up all odd things. You become a member of Condo, RWA, and you say, okay, I'm experienced, I'll guide you, and because I have the time. And that falls apart because of some dispute. And then say, listen, this wasn't meant for me, I'll get out. Then you go on to say, go to your school, say, listen, can I help you people out? I'll teach you. Kids, or I'll manage anything. And that is also again time limited. So whatever you try, it doesn't really last and survive. So these are the problems that you face in the third phase. When you move on to the fourth phase, you ask yourself a question, what am I? What is my mission? What am I supposed to do with all that I've experienced and learned in life all this while? So you start looking at things, and I remember a story of a guy who used to go every morning for a walk with his friends, half-an-hour walk, and then they would sit at cinema, have the coffee and the cake, and somewhat, that life went meaningless. You were doing a fixed job, till one day one guy said, listen, how do we get a juice out of a retirement? And they started saying, listen, enough of coffee is cinnamon, but this is what we intend doing. So what this guy did was, he eventually said, the elderly people in the crowd, they said, whatever you have acquired in life, whatever you learned in life, why not we pass it on to others? Because then they found that a lot of people in their condos had Apple products given by the kids on Father's Day and Mother's Day and all. But not many people at that age were comfortable with using it. So these guys had experience, so they said, well, let's hold a session for people who need help. And this is where I would be happily there to help these people out. Thank you. And in that help, the first time round, they found 20 people who were keen. So they were happy with themselves. Then they said, okay, we'll have another session later on. They got about 40 registrations. It kept on going, and then till eventually they had over 100 registrations, and they felt that they've done something useful, and all their skills came out very well. Now this is the thing where you have to change your, whatever your thinking is, to a new phase of life, and then it's like there's always a better tomorrow. And somewhere I found a song, if I can play it, of what it meant to say feel retired. And then you mentally keep going back to the old things. I'm hungry about this. Brother. Yeah, that says it all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Master Ajay. Actually, literally took me to Goa. I was imagining myself with a beer.
Come when I'm there.
Yeah, we have. So yeah, that was it about the session. And for conclusion of my own story, I think just wanted to add one thing in the end, that moving to Bangalore, it's quite personal also. Everyone has got his own story. For me, it was also a sweet escape for something we call as the rishtedars, or the relatives who kind of have a lot of commentary or things if you are apart, if they are closer around. And I think that is what most of the youth is doing if they are stepping away from their hometown to a different city, be it someone from Bangalore moving to Delhi or someone from Delhi moving to Hyderabad, Pune or any other city. So that was my take about it. And before we take this session further, before I call upon Toastmaster Jyoti for the table topics session, we attended oration yesterday, and we'll just do a small activity in which just to check whether how many of us are attentive. So when I say 1, the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, and so you know the odd numbers, right?
Yeah.
So you need to just clap, and for the even numbers you just need to stay mum.
Okay.
So let's start. I think Prince has already practiced, but he will be doing it wrong. So let's start. 11, 13, 15, 18. Let's go again. 21, 23, 24. Great. Over to Toastmaster Jyoti.
Yes.
चिड़िया को थोड़ा जैसा
हाँ चिड़िया उड़ा तो exactly वही guess ने to gain back the attention and she'll be falling apart.
I guess someone should introduce me.
Oh yes. I'm so sorry, Toastmaster Jyoti, that from you. So yes, Toastmaster Jyoti, she wrote me a very, very beautiful introduction, and actually this is an introduction that that made my heart full, and I will actually like to read that out exactly as she sent it across to me. In fact, I showed your introduction to my family members saying how beautiful girls write. I am Jyoti, fueled by counseling skills, pampered by pure Georgette saris, flowing dramatically everywhere. I know Georgette saris because I'm married. Inspired by children and their unexpected wisdom, calmed by nature and Bollywood music, and thankfully loved by all. Yes, you truly are. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Though I am speaking first time in the Gurgaon Toastmaster Club, but I have spoken a lot of times in Singapore Toastmaster Club, but I am still as nervous as yesterday. So today I am here to take the table topic segment which is supposed to be the fun segment of this meeting. And I will try my best to make it more fun for all of you. So as the name suggests, you will be given a topic at the table and you will be speaking for 1 to 2 minutes on that topic. So today, to make it more fun, I will be giving you a one line of the Bollywood song. So you have to speak any of your fun memory with that line if you can resonate. If not, you can beat around the bush. That's it. So let's start with that segment. Can I have the first member volunteer?
Navdeep.
I can go.
Navdeep. Member हो, माइंड ना member हो.
Ex-member. You know Bollywood is my forte.
We need to guess the song, or you?
No, I will. The song I got is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13.
It does.
Okay. So hey everyone, it's good to be back after around 3 months. So yeah, so the song, we know it's just about waiting, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 तेरा करूँ गिन 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 के मैं इंतजार. And this was my situation when I was outside in January waiting for my baby to come. The same situations that arrived, I was like waiting, come on, and you hear the sounds coming from inside. I can tell you, around 30 years of my life, those 30 seconds or a minute felt like year. So, whenever and whoever told you that this is what parenthood like, or this is how becoming a father like, it's very different. You always presume, plan, it will be like this, it goes away, and this is what makes you different. So, of course, the wait was really good. The princess that landed into our lap, we really love her. We spent time with her. Of course, she's now at her grandmom's house, so I'm here. So, yeah, that's where that song just struck me, because I was waiting for her alone.
I think that was a very beautiful question. Thank you for sharing your story. Can we have the next volunteer from the guest? Yes, please. Please come.
Naman.
Okay. So the line is, मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती. Can I take a few seconds?
You can sing the song in the meanwhile.
That's fine.
You need the tune?
सोना महंगा बहुत होता है.
इम्पोर्ट हो रहा है, उगल नहीं रही है.
आपको आइडिया मिल गया वो बैंक
No, so this relates since I am okay. So I am not able to get something more creative, but since I am from the finance background, so having said, so yeah, definitely the country India in which we live has a lot of potential in terms of be it metals or be it the bullion also, as mentioned, the gold. But in the recent past, what we have seen, okay, so this will be slightly academic, but I'm not able to get more creative on this. But the thing is, in the recent past, we have seen how India has moved from net importer to exporter when it comes to the bullion, right? And slightly in the bullion and majorly in the metals. which is the Hire Moti, right? So in terms of that, so I think that is what I am able to visualize in that. So
Thank you, Nitin, for sharing your professional experience and too with the Hira Moti. Can we have the next volunteer from the members? That girl.
Ishita.
I think Red to Taro has told us. The rest of the
क्या नाम? Sorry.
तूने मारी एंट्रियां दिल में बजी घंटियां टन टन I don't really have anything to tell.
क्या बात कर रहे हो यार, इसलिए तो होता नहीं।
बहुत अच्छा गाना।
So
Talk about Priyanka Kapoor. Priyanka
Chopra.
Priyanka Chopra.
प्रियंका कपूर कौन है वो?
मिक्स हो गया। करीना और प्रियंका।
अरे उसके जेंजी है, उसको पता भी नहीं होगा प्रियंका चोपड़ा कौन है।
okay, so I can remember Varun Dhawan dancing and ton on this song.
Arjun Kapoor था।
वो डिफरेंट जनरेशन, ठीक है। तुम मिलेनियल हो, ठीक है।
ये तो हॉल पे लगी थी।
I don't really have anything to resonate this with, but I can imagine one day I might feel something like this. You know, maybe somebody enters my life. Not yet. So thank you. Sorry.
Can we have the next volunteer from the guest? Shayar
अलग से पोएम
गाना वाला से मैं शायद तो नहीं।
What if he gets that?
I can never sing that.
Okay. अनुज। आपको नाम कैसे बता सकते हैं?
मैं क्या करूँ राम, मुझे बुढ़ा
सुबह देखा।
What difficult चीज़ हो? You can beat around the bush, just take anyone.
Think about your boss.
सही है।
मैं वहाँ पे बैठे बहुत देर से एक चीज़ सोच रहा था कि एक क्वेश्चन है जो मैं पूछना चाह रहा था सबको इंक्लूड करने के लिए। नोटिस किया मैंने कि जब भी मतलब अपन कोई भी स्पीच आ रहा है तो वही पर्सन बोल रहा है, बाकी लोग इंक्लूड नहीं हो पा रहे। तो मैंने सोचा कि एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा पूछते हैं जिससे कि हर कोई इंक्लूड होगा और आज के टॉपिक से भी जुड़ा रहेगा। और टॉपिक है वर्ड्स। एक क्वेश्चन है जैसे कि वर्ड्स स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं कि वीक होते हैं, मतलब अगर सही पर्सन यूज़ करे तो वर्ड्स इम्पैक्टफुल हो सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर गलत पर्सन के हाथ में हिटलर भी हो सकते हैं और अगर सही पर्सन यूज़ करे तो मोदी जी भी हो सकते हैं कुछ, मतलब। तो आप लोगों को क्या लगता है कि वर्ड्स इम्पैक्टफुल होते हैं कि वीक होते हैं?
Depends on the context.
Exactly.
Meaningful होते हैं।
And also on the usage.
पर जैसे सपोज कि आप किसी पर्सन से प्यार करते हो, पर कैन वर्ड्स एक्सप्रेस कि आप उस पर्सन से कितना प्यार करते हो?
तो फिर लंबी शायरी हो जाएगी।
Yeah, but they need to express. पर एक्सप्रेस वर्ड्स करते हैं कि एक्शन करते हैं?
Words नहीं, किस तरह से वो कहा जा रहा है वो इम्पैक्ट।
पर फिर लड़कियां बोलती कि तुम बोलते हो करते नहीं हो।
Words are just containers and they cannot contain the truth or
वर्ड्स किस व्यक्ति के वो भी निर्भर करता है ना। कालिदास बोल रहा है तो वो अलग है, हम बोल रहे हैं अलग है।
नहीं, अगर रणवीर कपूर बोलेगा तो फिर इफेक्टिव तो होगा।
वर्ड्स पर्सन पर डिपेंड करता है कि पर्सन वर्ड पर डिपेंड करता है?
It's both actually.
आप टेबल टॉप पर बोलो।
बुढ़े में बोलो आप।
बुढ़े में बोलो। मैं टॉप पर बोलने में बुढ़ा नहीं।
एक बार बुढ़ी होती तो मैं कुछ बोल देता, पर बुढ़ा है।
नहीं, आप ऑल मैरिड। बोल नहीं सकते, वाइफ के लिए बोल देते।
पोएट लोग ज्यादातर मैरिड नहीं होते। Talk about your dad. Another day, आज के लिए। 2 मिनट शायद हो गए पर मैं
Good way to walk out of it.
सबके अपनी लाइफ में थोड़ा मतलब कंफ्यूजिंग, कभी कभी डिमोरलाइज हो सकता है, कुछ लोग डिप्रेस भी हो यहाँ पे, पता नहीं चल रहा। पर मैं एक लाइन जो मैंने लिखी थी मैं वो बता के जाऊँगा। हम मतलब इंस्पायरिंग कह सकते हो जैसा भी आप देखो, कभी कभी मतलब सैड के साथ इंस्पायरिंग भी आ जाती है पोएट्री। ऐसा कि अपने सपने खुद ही पूरे करने होंगे तुम्हें, अच्छाई का रास्ता खुद तय करना पड़ता है। मतलब जब कोई बैड चीज करनी होती है तो बहुत सारे लोग हेल्प करने के लिए आ जाएंगे, लेकिन आप जब भी कोई अच्छी चीज करना चाहोगे तो मोस्टली वो आपको अकेले ही करनी पड़ेगी। तो अच्छाई का रास्ता आपको अकेले ही चलना पड़ेगा। थैंक यू।
We have timer. What? One more. Yeah, we can do one more. अभी टाइम है थोड़ा सा, ज़्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा सा.
So one last one from the guest. Anybody?
Yes. He was the guest. He was the guest. No? Now you can.
Actually, right, member.
I can come.
Okay.
Finish. ज़्यादा कंट्रोल बहुत क्रेजी हो जाएगा।
Sorry, whose phone is this one?
Mine.
The song is फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है, 1000 में मेरी बहन है।
अरे तो सही है।
That already is a sensitive topic. You can speak loud.
So in my life, sister is one of the person with whom I can laugh, I can talk anything for hours, and we literally talk on the topics like Mahadeva, then any random topic that she wants to talk, and I feel very comfortable with her, sharing anything, and most of the time I be like a mentor to her, a guiding light, and whenever I feel something like a burden or any stressful thing, then I just go to her and talk to her and have words, and I feel somewhat light with her. So I think this sentence very resonates with me. So thank you.
So I think this was very apt for him too. So we can take one last one. Okay, he was raising his hands.
Okay, you can.
Yes, we can come. One.
So the song is Aja Aja मैं हूँ प्यार तेरा.
भाई तो 10 के टॉपिक अलग करते हैं ना
भाई साहब ये तो ग्रेट फन हो सकता है इसमें, बहुत फन हो सकता है.
Yeah, so I can actually resonate this with the time when I got married, right? So everyone will say this, but maybe like after 8 years, like I am, right? So the things will turn. So yeah, so basically when we started, like it might happen with like most of you, right? When you will start your relationship, or maybe when you get married, right? You'll be very excited to do things, and you will be totally into, like each other, maybe like as a couple, right? But then when you start to get the reality, you will have kids, you will have everything else, right? Apart from the things which you have done, right? Like in the time of your marriage. So the expectations change. But I would say like we have various phases. So you get married, then you are into this zone, like this song. Then down the line 4 years you will be changed, right? Like your career will take speed, you'll have kids, you have less time, for each other. But I would say like I have seen my parents, like they were into this space, but things change. So it's up and down, but maybe like towards the end, right? And maybe like sir said, like after retirement, so obviously you will need that companion. So this thing will be really back again. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
5 minutes break.
Break a little bit.
That's all for the debate topics today, and thank you.
You can tell the
to all
remaining
the
topics.
speakers. Sorry.
The remaining songs. You had.
9. Some other day.
Next time round you do it again.
Yeah.
कुछ जंजी सॉन्ग्स भी रख देना थोड़ा म्यूजिकल वे में बजा ले
जोकर की तरह बजा रहा था
So hi everyone.
इसको वो रखने के लिए ना स्टैंड है
Everyone is.
समोसा
कैसे रखेगा
So let's begin with the evaluation section. First of all, I would like to invite Toastmaster Saurabh to provide some feedback to Toastmaster Akash on his icebreaker speech. Please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Saurabh.
Akash delivered. Akash just delivered his icebreaker speech, and for his evaluation, I have decided to structure it in 2 ways. One is the structure of the speech, and then the delivery aspects. So let's talk about the structure. First and foremost, I like the way you move the speech along. There are many ways of doing it. One of the ways is chronological way. So you started with your childhood in Gwalior, and then your college days and your adult life and the struggles you went through. Other than that, I did not expect one interesting bit which you actually delivered upon. So there is a concept of need. Whenever you're telling a story, there are 2 main elements of a story. One is called a need and another is a want. What is the difference between that? The dreams are the wants, but need is something which actually nourishes you and that cherishes you. So in your whole story, initially the want was to go to the big city. That is what you wanted to do. But eventually, in the whole journey, you realized, okay, that is not the main thing. The main thing is the journey that you go along, the people that you meet. So that was a need. And you beautifully actually summarize this whole thing. So generally, in a good story, the story goes in this way. Either the want is satisfied and the need is not satisfied, and the want is satisfied, need is satisfied. Both are not satisfied, or else the need is satisfied and the want is not satisfied. So generally in a good story, need is something which is satisfied. In a bad story where the arc is gone all wrong, the want is satisfied but the need is never satisfied. So in your story, I could actually see the want getting satisfied. So that was a very beautifully, the whole story was closed. So I did not expect that, but good job on that. Now let's look at the delivery. First and foremost, naturally your delivery is very calm. In the sense, whenever I see someone coming on the stage for the first time, they're very anxious or they'll just mutter words. But your pacing and delivery was very calm. So that was something unexpected and quite profound. So it's something that you can lean upon and build on your next speeches. Other than that, this was another new thing which I was not anticipating from an icebreaker speech, was the detailing in your language. So for example, when you're talking about the rickshaw, you talked about how the elbow was getting pushed against your chest. So this kind of vivid imagery actually brings us into that scene, and you can imagine you being in the whole story and feel that emotion. So you were able to do that painting that picture. So very well done on that aspect. Other than that, I also saw you attempted a few tidbits of humor here and then. Some worked, some did not, but overall it was done quite well. So just to summarize your speech, I would say a very well crafted speech, and you followed that hero's journey. I think if you are going for storytelling in your next speeches, do follow this arc. It will be quite profound and it will be very useful, and you can really sharpen these particular skills and get better at it. Over to you.
So first of all, very congratulations to Toastmaster Akash for giving an icebreaker speech, and thank you Toastmaster Saurabh for providing detailed feedback to Toastmaster Akash. I think he has given a nice feedback to you that what the drafting the structure of the speech and the delivery part of the speech. Just the 2 points from my side that although we, as it is a very big platform, and I think we should not mention that I started preparing my speech today itself, that is 5:30. So it seems that you are not serious about that. If allotting or if you have a speaker slot, then it means that you should put the cadence on value to it. Although we all started preparing today itself on the same day, but we should not mention this thing in the meeting. Number second, your body language, I think you are relaxed like this, and then this, and when your hands are like this clap. So you can just keep your hands like this. So that seems that you're confident enough. So these are 2 points from my side for Toastmaster Akash. With this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Bhavish on the stage for providing the feedback to Toastmaster Kritika. Please give me
Thank you. So I'm here to evaluate. So I've already evaluated Toastmaster Kritika. So my point is to go into details which were obvious, and we could not even put it in words, but we could sense it. Those are the kind of things I want to bring today. First of all, how many amongst you thought that this was an icebreaker speech? I did not. It was not an icebreaker speech. It was like I was feeling, I don't know whether I should say envious or inspired. It was really an amazing speech. Amazing eye contact. I found you were very comfortable on stage, like more than I would be. And very good confidence that you had. You had a poised stance on the stage. The topic that you chose, the storytelling, was very interesting. There is a word that I chose for storytelling, but I would like to give you a chance before I speak on that. If you were to give one word to that storytelling format that she used, what would that be? Anyone?
Honest.
Honest. I wrote that honest storytelling. It was like truly heart to heart, and I could just resonate with that. She wanted me to evaluate on her usage of humor. This is my personal suggestion. I don't think humor needs to fill any gap. Your speech was really powerful. The pathway is dynamic leadership. You actually spoke like as if I'm hearing to somebody who's a charismatic leader who is speaking to the audience, and I really sensed it. Good job. The speech structure was very well organized, and there was a constant flow between the segments, and it was like the transition was so smooth. I did not even know when I got into the next segment, which was another beautiful thing. It was not like discrete elements are stitched together. It wasn't like that. Most of the times I saw, at least thrice I would say, the audience was completely engaged. Everybody was listening to your story and not in a lost way. Another thing that I learned from you was really good usage of hands. Your hands were speaking the words, because there were times when you were using something like this, then according to the words, your hand, and this was not prepared. This was like your subconscious way of expressing things. Very well synchronized along with the words. Another thing that I really got inspired was the voice modulation. When you spoke of 30 kilometers away, there was a surprise in the tonality, which I don't know if one could be putting it in words. These were like subtle variations in the emotions. And when you spoke about your empathetic, when you spoke about your parents, there was this empathy. There was like a little, very subtle tremble in your voice, which showed the emotion, which connected with the audience. At least I was connected. Kudos. I have absolutely nothing except one thing. I may, just because I have to give some suggestion, maybe you can improvise on the better usage of the stage. Although your stance was very sturdy and you were like very poised, you may explore that, but I don't think there's anything else that I can totally suggest. It was really beautiful speech.
Thank you, Bhavish, for providing wonderful feedback to Toastmaster Kritika. So, 2 words that I really like the vocab of the speech that she used, and 2 words that I learned new: bubble wrapped, and one is epiphany. So these are two words, although the grammar would highlight the better usage, best usage of the words, but these are two words that is learning for me, that is bubble wrap epiphany for today's from today's meeting. So all the best and many congratulations for your first speech or speaker speech, and all the best for your next speeches. And one just a recommendation from my side that in case of providing a speech for the speaker, at least include 2 or 3 suggestions so that they can elevate their speech level in the next meetings. With this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Ruchira to provide the feedback for Toastmaster Ajay sir. Please give a huge round of applause.
I think you'll all agree with me, evaluating a seasoned speaker like Toastmaster Ajay is both an honor as well as a challenge. Nonetheless, the 4 phases of retirement were engaging, extremely relatable. Most of us could resonate with, and definitely he did not beat around the bush. I would just like to very quickly and briefly give you what stayed with me with his speech was the strengths were the structure of the speech. You know, when he's breaking down the 4 phases of his retirement, it gave audience the clarity and progression. It helped us all follow the entire narrative which he spoke effortlessly. Another thing that stood out was his conversational style. He actually did not speak to the audience, he spoke with the audience, because it was not that my eyes were just on him, my eyes were on all of you, how engaged you were, how involved you were, without even a movement in the way you were sitting. And that speaks volume about today's speech by you. Areas, I would say, something that needs a little bit of enhancement or a little bit of connection, or I would say suggestions where you have already never failed to amaze us with your speeches, but occasionally I feel that because there were 4 phases of retirement, occasionally a little variation in the vocal energy, because each phase was a little, it carries the essence of, it has an emotional quotient attached to it. It is something which we could relate to. So a little variation in the vocal energy would have taken it to another level. That was the only suggestion for him. Overall, the speech successfully met the objectives of the path. And once again, thank you for reminding us that retirement might have various phases, but the learning from those phases is truly timeless. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you Toastmaster Ruchira for providing the feedback, and I think you have followed the correct approach. There is recommendations. And the most loving part, the Toastmaster Ajay sir speech, that is a song. So I request Toastmaster sir to share the details, or you can share the link of that song in our GTMC group so that everyone can have an opportunity to listen it. So this is my request for Toastmaster Ajay sir. So this is all about the evaluation of the prepared speeches. With this, I would like to move on to the Toastmaster Alicia. I think she is still preparing her report, or have prepared it? Sorry, Aishwarya. Have prepared it? Yeah, so I'd like to invite Toastmaster Graham. Sorry, Toastmaster Aishwarya to provide her report. Please give a round of applause, Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Lucky that he's married. Alicia is writing. Writing समझ नहीं आया.
It was an interesting session, lovely speeches. Some observations of mine from today's Toastmaster session was, let's start with the word of the day. Resonate was used by Abhinav, Jyoti, Ganesh, Varun and Bhavesh. Beat around the bush was used by, again, Abhinav, Jyoti and Ruchira. So, some small grammatical mistakes that went along the way in the speeches. I would start by saying that when we come here on the stage, we're quite nervous. So all these mistakes that I would point out are usually really small mistakes, but in that nervousness, I think we mix up some words. So just highlighting them. So we'll start with Akash. Akash, I really loved your pace. When you're speaking, you're very calm, using the the floor, like the space really well. So I would like to say like great speech. Some mistakes, smaller mistakes that you've made. You said kids has big dream. It should be kids have big dream. But kids, it is plural, so it will be kids have big dream. Another one was you said there were no parents, there were no homework. There were no parents is right because parents are two, but there was no homework because homework is uncountable, so we'll treat it as one. So these two mistakes from your side. Abhinav, I loved your use of interesting sentences. One I loved the most was Delhi is an emotion for me and Bangalore is evolution. So that's a great great sentence. A mistake that you made was you said something about moving to first city, second city, and then you said move to third cities. So move. I would be happily whatever we will do. Move to the third city, third cities again. So this happens when we are on the stage. My whole point of saying this is that we are more aware and more calm, and when you're saying we can pause a little and think about how we say it. Another thing was while you were ending it, you said I want to add one thing in the end. It should be I want to add something at the end. So in the end, at the end, both are used, but they have different meanings. So at the end, it's usually like sequence, and in the end, this happens. So it's more like a final outcome. Kritika, it was very difficult for me to find grammatical mistakes for you. So I like somehow wrote no grammatical mistake, and then I just found one.
My English teacher from my school would come with a whip.
So the sentence you said was 8 years after when I think about it. So 8 years later when I think about it. Right.
Could have been the flag and wish distracted.
Sorry. So you could have said 8 years after the meeting when it happened, but after 8 years after when I think about it is not the right use of not use the right word. I really liked your use of tarnish in your speech. Tarnish came out really well. Like it was a nice word to hear, which we all know, but we don't use it so much. Wing it was something I heard for the first time. So getting to know some consulting language, also quite happy with that.
Just had a knee surgery. Thank you.
So please come. Next to Ajay sir, no grammatical mistakes. I just made notes from his speech, wonderful lessons, and I have two retiring parents on both sides, so something to learn from there and give back. Navdeep, in your table top topics, you said what parenthood like. You missed what parenthood is like. And it happens, so I'm sure you know about it, but I'm just mentioning. Prince, this is the last one. So one mistake that we made is before when you were about to start, you said everybody is come back. Everybody has come back. So that's all from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alicia. So, as a feedback, so as a feedback, so as per our Toastmaster rules and policies, so what we generally expect from the Toastmaster, from the grammarian, right? We should first focus on the better usage or best usage of the word, so that it will be the motivator increasing for the people here that use the best words here. For example, bubble wrap, epiphany, tarnished, Bobby shoes, the discrement elements are not stitched. These are the better usage of the words. So first we should highlight the better usage of the words that we utilize during the entire meeting. Number one is this. And number second, that in case if we are pointing out the mistakes, grammatical mistakes that have been made by the Toastmasters or guests, we do not point out the specific names of that Toastmaster and guest. So you can just simply mention that someone has used this, it could have been this, someone has used this, it could have been this. So from the next time, make sure that you should highlight the best usage of the words initially and then go for the grammatical words. And number 3 is that for Toastmasters, I think the resonate word, it is a very common word in our Toastmasters meeting. I think if I ask the Toastmasters club, this club, that how many of us is aware about this word resonate, it is a very common word. Everyone is aware about it. So please make sure that in case if you use the word, for the word of the day, it should be like some unique word, or you can say that at least 70 to 80% must have not heard about this word. So this is all about short feedback from my side to you. Now this time I would like to invite Toastmaster Alicia, who is playing the role of our counter. Please give a huge round of applause.
So I'm ready with my observations, starting with speakers. Akash, 1 to 2 times and 1 time and Ritika, 1 time 2 to 3 times so. And Ajay sir, no filler words. All the evaluator, no filler words. Ruchira, Bhavesh, and Saurabh. And Prince, 2 to 3 times so and Abhinav, 2 to 3 times and 2 to 3 times and Jyoti, no filler words. And Aishwarya, multiple times so and timer, no. Active listener, no. So that's it
Thank you to Smart Alicia. So as I think if you're playing a role of accounter, you also have to announce who is the perfect articulator of the day.
No filler words.
पता है ना?
Jyoti.
Evaluators.
Articulator. It's perfect articulator now. Is my Ajay or
Speaker Ajay.
okay. So please give a user round of applause. Now it's time for an interesting session, that is active listener role. I would like to invite Toastmaster Shailesh on the stage, who is playing the role of active listener. I think he's also bring the chocolates. So please.
Is it? Oh, hi. We need to clap.
Okay. So please give a huge round of applause.
Hello everyone, I'm back with the actor listener role. We had a lot of nuances that went around in speeches. So now I would like to see everyone's attention towards the speeches everyone gave off. So I'll begin with my questions. As usual, we follow our rule of Team A, Team B. Is that be fine? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please. Yeah. I would like to have a very bipartisan questionnaire. I'll try my best to give each and everyone an opportunity as it comes. Okay. So Team A to Team B. I'll start with the first question. And I expect the speakers not to answer the questions. So I'll start with the first question. So how long has it been since Abhinav got married?
7 months, 25 days.
No.
5
years. 5 years. I said 5 years. 5 years.
I also said 5 years.
5 years.
What do you give the point to that?
He was too cheap.
5 years.
Yeah, actually it was the second. The point 5.
Everyone is playing.
Yeah.
How does it feel like?
आउटेक्स भी दे दो साथ में कौन सा तुम सारे ले जाओ लग रहा है
PM Modi
but you should not
your time is running right away.
Okay. Then where is Toastmaster Akash from? Like which city?
ग्वालियर.
That is a Z one यार.
वो भी इजी वन था. तुमने एक.
Yes. Okay. So what is Toastmasters Akash's learning objective from Toastmaster?
Sorry.
What is his learning objective?
Dynamic leadership.
Yes, that's right. Question to Team B. So what is Toastmaster Kritika calls herself as? Why is she not supposed to answer that?
Empath and rebellious, cut little bit.
तीनों और चीज की है तो
ये पास
I pass it.
She used all these words to call.
Yeah, she did, but I'm looking for a very specific answer. Like,
It was a feel based thing. I did not get the vibes. Vibes नहीं आ रही तुम्हारे
He
answer में.
is putting the right adjective.
You answered it. Let's start there.
We answered water maybe.
Okay, I'll give it.
Now you got the vibes.
Okay, question again.
बाहर रहे?
Huh?
तो पहले 5 दे दिया, अब 1 दे दिया.
0.5
है. आप
आपने गलत आने दिया था. It was second attempt.
नेगेटिव मार्किंग थोड़ी है यार.
Negative marking कहाँ पे है?
नहीं, चलो.
Partial marking.
ओके
चॉकलेट तो फिर खा देंगे नहीं.
मैंने आगे दे दी.
ना चॉकलेट.
What was Toastmasters Kritika's aspiration as a child?
Doctor.
Cardiologist.
गलत है ना पहला आंसर. 0.5 दो. डॉक्टर कौन बोला?
डॉक्टर.
सुपर सेट है वो.
सुपर सेट है. गलत कैसे?
गलत कैसे?
सबसेट.
टाइमिंग मसल
आंसर हो.
Wanna switch team now?
Huh?
बाकी वर्ड्स में.
In which city did Toastmasters Kritika pursue her BTech from?
धनबाद.
भाई तो आपको क्वेश्चन नहीं था यार.
नेगेटिव मार्किंग, नेगेटिव मार्किंग.
झारखंड स्टेट पूछा ना. स्टेट या सिटी क्या पूछा?
Why should we suffer because of you not being
This would be an easy one, but sorry. Which industry does Toastmaster Ajay Mehra come from?
Aviation.
इसमें तो 2 मिलने चाहिए.
अब इसमें 0.5 मिलना चाहिए. भाई इतना लंबा हो गया तो नूडल जैसा.
हार रहे हैं भैया तो.
Which two cities does Toastmaster Ajay Mehra frequently travel?
Goa and
जी जी.
I think this is the final question.
ये ग्रुप पे ऑलरेडी था आंसर.
Huh?
आगे.
This is the final question. So, according to Toastmaster Ajay Mehra, how do you choose your retirement to the best of your extent?
being meaningful.
No.
Teach to others.
Teaching others the tech, Apple products.
I would like the exact phrasing he used.
Experiences.
Exactly.
You're somewhere there, but the phrasing he used.
Using your experience to help others.
You are not a part of our team.
I think I have given enough chances to team. So I'll pass it to you.
Now you
So I would like to use the exact expression he used.
सर बताइए.
Experiences to be paid off.
No, you can't tell na. You are.
Evaluating.
ये किसका, ये कौन सा नियम है वैलिड नहीं करेगा?
So the exact phrasing he used is passing the learnings to others.
Similarly, zero.
Teach others. 0.5 तो बनता है क्या?
Oh yeah, I'm 0.5. Yeah.
मैंने बोला यूजिंग हिज एक्सपीरियंस टू हेल्प अदर्स. इसमें क्या
ले तो बात है. वापस चले सकता है कोई.
हमारा तो क्वेश्चन कम पूछा है. एक क्वेश्चन कम पूछा है हमने.
One is big one.
देने का मन ही नहीं.
फाइनली कैश पकड़ लिया.
Thank you so much, Harish, for such an interesting session. Time arrived to invite Toastmaster Nitin on the stage for providing his detailed report about that.
Oh, this is an interesting and delightful sessions. So I'll talk about the prepared speeches first. So first for Akash, the timing is 6.18. Very interesting and free flowing speech. And Kritika Yeah, as you expected, it lasts for 7 minutes 58 seconds, very close to 8 seconds your estimates. And Ajay Mehra sir, your speech was for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, now talking to the evaluators, Toastmaster Saurabh, you finished your evaluation 3 minutes 17 seconds. And Toastmaster Bhavesh took 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And then Toastmaster Ruchira took 2 minutes 50 seconds to complete the evaluation. And table topic Navdeep took 1 minute 35 seconds to complete his topic. Then we have Naman 1 minute 30 seconds. Then we have Anandita 1 minute 16 seconds. And then we have Anuj 3 minutes to complete his table topic. Ganesh finished less than 1 minute 58 seconds. And then Varun took 1 minute 40 seconds to complete it. That's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Nitin. So, 2 or 3 points from my side for Toastmaster Nitin, for Toastmaster Shailesh. I think earlier we used to have a role of of body language evaluator, but now we do not have it. But once you come on the stage, I think you were standing here on the one side of the stage. So it's better if you can use entire stage, you can just stand on center on the stage. So that is more visible. And number second, that I think in the starting of the speech, when you introduced yourself, you missed the part that time allotted for the evaluation section. It was 3 minutes. So please make sure that in case if you're coming for the next time, so you probably explain for time slots for every 3 sections that we have. For Toastmaster Shailesh, so when you introduce yourself, you were like this, that your hands in pocket, one has hand in pocket and one is mobile. So it is not your good impression. So please make sure that your hands are not inside the pocket when you're on the stage. This is all about the auxiliary role players. I think we covered evaluation section in the express. Now first of all, please give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Abhijit. I think he took a Tale of the Two Steeds. I think that topic was very interesting, full of possibilities. I really appreciate that is the personal journey that he shared with us from Gurugram to Bangalore. And although everyone was expecting that it should be a romantic story, but it was not like that. So hats off to Toastmaster Abhinav. I really love that. One thing that I really loved about Toastmaster Abhinav, that is naturally story telling style. So I really loved it. So as a feedback for Toastmaster Abhinav, one thing that I was expecting, although there was an audience engagement, you could have more engaged the audience by asking the questions. For example, that whether how many of you experience like this? How many of you believe Bangalore traffic teaches more patience than the meditation? So it is one of the good questions that you can ask. I have good experience. Number second, how many people experienced for Bangalore for the all season a day? For example, weather and hot and then rainy season. You can experience all the seasons in one day. So you can engage. You could have engaged more audience. So this is the feedback from my side. Secondly, I think Toastmaster Jyoti. The topics that you choose, I think wonderful. Please give a huge round for Toastmaster Jyoti as well. I really like the song selection that she chose for the today. So I really thankful for your innovation and creation. So this is for Toastmaster Jyoti, and so I think we started a little late today. I think 30 minutes late today, 30 minutes late today, and I think not sure whether we are on time or not. Yeah, we are on time. About 6 minutes late, but yeah, still. So please make sure that from next time we still start exactly at 10:30. Finish the time. Finish the meeting at 12:30 only. So this is all about today's meeting. So please, everyone, give a huge round of applause to this entire program. Now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Saurabh.
I hope your Sunday was quite eventful today, and I hope that you had a good time. Before we bring the meeting to the closure, I would like you to start voting. So I believe the forms have been circulated via the link. And let me just run through the participants for today's votes. First and foremost was for Let's start with the speakers. We had Akash. We had Kritika, I think she's not in the room right now. Then we had Ajay sir. And for evaluators, we have. Are you eligible? You want to be eligible? Okay. We have Toastmaster Bhavish and Toastmaster Ruchira.
So you are not eligible?
No, I'm not eligible. And then for role players, we have Toastmaster Abhinav as the T-Mod, followed by Toastmaster Jyoti as the Table Topic Master. Please raise your hand. And finally, we have our GES, Toastmaster Prince. For supplementary role players, we have our grammarian played by Aishwarya. What kind of code is this? And our timer was Toastmaster Nitin. Please raise your hand. People can see you. And our counter is Toastmaster Alisha. And our active lesson is
Silence.
You have invented a new script here. Very good actually. So please do vote. In the meanwhile, let's hear from our guests. You can share your experiences.
Table topic.
Yes, table topics as well. Can I just take the list of table topics?
It's not
In the form also you can see it.
Okay, our first table topic speaker was Toastmaster Navdeep, followed by Toastmaster Naman. Then we have Anandita, Anuj, Ganesh, Varun. Perfect. Please do vote. Take your time. In the meanwhile, let's get to know from our fellow guests. You can share your experiences in a line or two. So let's start with you, sir.
No certificate product.
खुद के नाम पे लिख दिया।
नहीं कोई सर्टिफिकेट है नहीं ना तो फोटो के लिए।
So, as I mentioned last time, it was a nice session. So everyone is being evaluated. Those people who really want to maybe build their confidence level in front of other people, this is a nice platform. So, yeah, I think overall it was good.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hema. So this is my very first Toastmasters session that I had, and I was really impressed, especially with the flow of things. So everyone are being given opportunity, and everyone's effort is being recognized, and everyone gets some sort of constructive feedback, which I truly admired, and it's been wonderful. And I am really new to Gurgaon, and I think this is a nice way of spending a Sunday morning, being meaningful and very lively people around. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I really like the format. So the way we do things, the way the speeches are, and maybe multiple sections and segments make it more interesting. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think double down on the format part, because I assume there are roughly around 15 to 17 members, if I'm not wrong, who are there. But effectively 11 were there who were on the stage. So I think that stage presence for most of the people, that was something that everyone in the group is learning, and there was not something he only concentrated on 3 to 4 members only.
Right.
So that format is something that I was looking for. So yeah, I think.
So yeah, thank you. So I think this is a safe space. So the point of this space is that you come and take your time and express yourself. You may not be perfect, because no one is perfect. Everyone starts from a different level, and you have your own journey to walk through. So it is always encouraged that you come here, just express yourself, and there is no judgment. This is a no judgment zone. Just stating that out. And let's hear from you, sir.
It was a great experience. Actually, I am not from here. I was searching if I could join online. I was get impressed from my hometown if I could join the sessions from the next Sunday or something, but I couldn't find. So I was planning to just consult with you, or you could help how I could join from my hometown. I will be leaving by evening today. So
great. I hope you enjoyed it then.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Does anyone else wants to share your experience or observations?
I will try to be funny. मेरे प्यारे टोस्ट वासियों, संडे को सोना नहीं है, सबको आना है, गाड़ी से नहीं आना है, गाड़ी कम यूज करना है, हो सके तो पैदल आना है।
गर्मी में थक के मर जाना है। That was dark. Sorry for that. With that being said, let's announce our results. So let's start the guessing game. Who is our best table topic speaker? Any guesses?
Me.
It's not deep.
फोटो कोई खींच लो भाई। मैंने ऐसे तो खींच लिया बट खींच लिया मैंने ऐसे खींच लिया।
Thank you. Congratulations. Next, who is the best role player?
TTM.
G also.
It is actually Toastmaster Abhinav. Congratulations. आते छक्का मार।
उल्टा।
बहुत कैंडिड फोटो आई है भाई तुम्हारी।
That's fun. Now let's bring on stage the best auxiliary role player. Yes, our resident Santa Claus. You be safe, congratulations. Moving on to the best evaluator. Any guesses?
Saurav.
Perfect. Now let's move on to our best speaker. We had a very tough competition today. I think 3 of the speakers were excellent, and it will be quite hard to guess. But who do you think? Everyone says Ajay, but they voted Kritika. Congratulations.
Done.
Thank you. Now let's take the roles for the next meeting.
Speaker.
Keep on.
Can I get a speaker?
Great.
Don't take a role.
Oh.
Speaker already taken.
Speaker.
Speaker Speakers, no? I want to say.
4th try करो. You actually, I think we should cap it at 5 because we expect one back out. Generally happens.
अगर नहीं हो तो
जो मतलब हम लोग कोर्स कर सकते हो उसे बिठा देंगे.
वेटिंग लिस्ट 1.
अभी ने पूरा ऐसे नहीं दिया आपने.
हम इम्प्रॉम्प्टू रोल लेते हैं. इम्प्रॉम्प्टू रोल लेता हूँ. इम्प्रॉम्प्टू रोल लेता हूँ. मान नहीं तुम थे ना. खाना नहीं खाया.
Something team on table talk, speaker, evaluator.
जनरल एवेल्युएटर.
Evaluator आपने icebreaker दे दिया ना.
जी ले लो जी.
कुछ भी दे दो.
नहीं मैं शायद ना हूँ
गणेश
नहीं नहीं
मैं बस TTM
देख लेंगे जी रहने दो
ये
नमिता
प्रॉपर
को बना
बना
लेंगे
लेंगे
नमिता को बना लेंगे नमिता स्लैश भव्य डाल दो आए नहीं ना दोनों पोजीशन में आज
I think this is fine. Just to notice, first time evaluators, there is a certain structure that you need to follow, or you can follow. But it is advised that you follow that structure. So, we'll pehchan lena senior se ek baar. With that being said, let's end this meeting and adjourn the meeting. That's a better word. We'll adjourn this meeting and we'll see you next week. And